Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm so happy that you're here today because today I'm doing a new kind of video that I haven't done before and I'm so excited and I'm scared. But what I'll be doing in this video specifically is I'm going to be reading the Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern and I want to document my journey. Yeah, so I know that there are so many people who don't like this book because of the writing or because of any kind of reason, really. And then there are people who love this book. And I know there are lots of people who don't understand anything that happens in this book, so I'm kind of curious to see what I think. And I thought it would be fun to just document it and talk to you guys about it, what I think as I go through the book. So that's what I want to focus on in this vlog. However, it is now the magical readathon month. It is the autumn equinox. It is today August 17th, Wednesday evening. And I have still 3.5 books to go to complete my calling. And so this one is like 500 pages and I really don't want to like really rush through this book because I want to enjoy it and I want to focus on the book instead of hurrying very much. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe it's not the smartest choice for a readathon like this. However, I have it from a library and I needed to return it by the end of the month, so there was really a no-brainer there. But also, this weekend is the 24-hour all-nighter for the magical readathon. So I intend to get a big chunk of this done and I hope to film it as well. So this is going to be kind of a general vlog while I read this book. So that's my intention and I'm so excited. Reading update. It is now Thursday evening. I was in the office today, so I didn't read today at all. Because usually when I work from home, I have time to read in the morning before work or during lunch break or start reading pretty much soon after I finish work at 5. But now is 8 and I still haven't read a single page. So going to office is obviously not very good for my reading. And yesterday I was so distracted. I don't know why. Well, I actually do know why I was picking my TBR for September already. I was so distracted that I just couldn't focus much, but I read 24 pages of Starless Sea, and it was a little bit confusing in the beginning, like I don't know what's happening, but the writing is really beautiful. Like it does remind me, or you can tell that it is the same author as The Night Circus. So the writing style is similar, but it is a little bit more confusing because there are 3 chapters and each chapter is about like completely something else. So they kind of don't make sense together. Then there is the next chapter where, according to the blurb, we know this boy, Zachary, finds a book where he finds a chapter that is about him and he starts to freak out. And just the way this all is written. This is page 24, right? Or like I ended at page 24. very early on. The boy starts to freak out, and like just the way this is written, I started laughing, I started screaming. I was like, what's happening? This is amazing. So far, love it so much. I do realize I have 470 pages to go, which is a lot. A lot can happen. But after 24 pages, I was screaming. I was like, this sounds amazing. I absolutely love the setup of the book. So we'll see where it will take us from here. That's the update. I will be trying to read a little bit. I will go do a little laundry and dishes, listen to another book that I'm listening on audiobook, which is The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting by Ivana Lynch. And yeah, once all that is done, I will just make myself some tea and cozy up and just try to read as much of this book as possible. So that's the plan for the evening. How do I annotate a book from a library? Because I have this book from library, so I can't annotate it obviously, but I already found a couple things that I'm like, they are telling us what's happening, right? Like here is a sentence, I'm on page 45, and they are talking about kind of like game narration and game setup for players. And this is like a discussion between different students, and they are asking like, how do you make sure any given audience member sees the whole narrative? And the reply is, you can't guarantee it, but if you provide enough to see, hopefully they can piece it together for themselves. I mean, is this exactly what the author is telling you to do? It is telling you that I'm giving you enough to see, and you will have to piece the story together yourself. Hello everyone, it's time to check in again. It is Saturday, August 20th, I think. It is 2 p.m. approximately. And now it's time to update you on my progress with the Starless Sea. I just finished book 1 called Sweet Sorrows, and that is approximately, yeah, if I can show you, like 1/4 in, I think. So like 1/4 of the book. And yeah, I don't know what to think. I really like it. I have a tough time focusing because the writing is very, I think it is very really I think it is very lyrical. So I had recently trouble focusing this week, especially because it's been kind of a tough week for me at work and everything. So I have trouble focusing, and this lyrical writing doesn't help much. So I struggle with reading it. So I started it on Wednesday, I think, and I'm 100 pages in. So that's not much at all. That's much less than I would hope so. But otherwise, if we disregard how slow I'm reading it, I really enjoy it. There is lots of different stories happening, so I don't understand everything that's happening, but I love to follow the story. I love to follow the Starless Sea. We just learn more and more with every page, and it's just such a fascinating story. So far, I'm sure I prefer the Night Circus because it felt more, I don't know, realistic. And yeah, it was just clear what was happening. And this one, not so much. So yeah, but so far I really enjoy it. So my task today is to get as much of this done today as possible, because also in 5 hours, so at 7 p.m. my time, starts a 24-hour all-nighter with the magical readathon. So basically the point is to read as much as I can in the 24 hours. So I will be reading this. I will probably overlap it a little bit with the listening to the audiobook of The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting while doing a little diamond painting, and when I finish that book, because there I have 3 hours left of the audiobook, so I'm pretty sure I'll be able to finish it today or tomorrow early morning, I think, well, before noon. And then I have audiobook for Starless as well, so if I finish The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting, I will continue listening to this one, to this one. So I'm hoping to get a big chunk of it done this weekend. That's my plan anyway.
I'm hoping the internet is okay. I have restarted the router because I know last time at the end it started being really pixelated, so fingers crossed.
Hello, it is Sunday, 1:30 p.m., so we have 5.5 hours left in the all-nighter 24-hour readathon. I did not, I did not stay up all night. I went to sleep at like 1 a.m. and woke up 7:30, even though I was trying to stay up a little later, but the pressure I put on myself to read all these books and to fulfill all the prompts for this readathon just was very high yesterday, and so I felt very stressed and anxious in the evening, and so I just had to take a break from reading and from the magical readathon because I was just freaking out so much. My stress and anxiety was spiking, so I needed to take a break, watch a nice TV show or something, go to sleep. So that's what I did, and then I continued reading in the morning from 7:30. I'm trying to take it a bit easier today because, I don't want to push it too much, even though there is still lots to read. So, update. I finished The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting by Ivana Lynch. Yeah, that is like 480 pages long, so it's pretty long, but it was really, really good. It is... I will talk about what it is more in my August wrap-up, so I will not go deep into it now, but I really enjoyed it. It was really, really good. And look up the content warnings, because basically the entire book is about her dealing and recovering from eating disorder. So be careful if that's one of your triggers. So yeah, she doesn't go too much into detail, but it still can be triggering if you are sensitive to those kind of things. So if you want to go into that book, look it up. Otherwise, it was really, really good. But update for the Starless Sea, I'm still in book 2. I'm currently on page 175, so about, if I can show you this far, so like 1/3, I think. yeah, something a little bit more than 1/3, I think. And yeah, it is very good. I really enjoy. Okay, how it's written is every other chapter is basically the story about Zachary and him. He is the main character. These chapters are basically about him, how he found the book, and like digging into where the book came from and stuff like this. So every other chapter is Zachary's story, and then every other chapter is basically one chapter from the book that he is reading. So in the book 1, he is reading the Sweet Sorrows, so that's the chapters we get. But then book 2 is called Fortunes and Fables. So here we get a different kind of stories. We don't know, like, I currently don't know where these stories are, or like what's really happening, but these I think they are related to the Starless Sea, but it doesn't say so anywhere. It's just another book that he found, and we are basically reading it with him. So it is really, really cool. I really like the idea of it, but half of the time I have no idea what's happening. Like, the stories are very beautiful, and I love the writing and everything, but I don't know what's happening. So, but the Zachary story is very, very interesting, and I really love it. So that's what's going on. I will not tell you like what's happening because spoilers, but so far I enjoy it a lot. So I can't finish this today. That's way too much to finish for today, but maybe hopefully tomorrow. And then I would be able to give you proper thoughts on it. So you saw the time. It is now 7:30 on Sunday evening, so the magical readathon all-nighter finished half an hour ago, and I did finish one book, which was my goal, but I did hope I would have been able to read more. So to sum it up, how much I read in the 24 hours, I listened to 3 hours of The Opposite of Butterfly Hunting, which I finished, and then I read 120 pages of The Starless Sea, and right now I am exactly halfway through, exactly 50% there, on page 247. But yeah, I'm now on book 3 of The Starless Sea. So now the book 3 is called, wait, let me find, The Ballad of Simon and Eleanor. And this is actually not the name of the book, not that we know of, but it's a story of how Simon and Eleanor met. And so far, I think this book is, like, book 3 so far is my favorite. So I'm really excited about that. But yeah, you need to be really careful, and you really need to pay attention to every word and every detail. So I'm really excited about this book, to be honest. And I think that's that for the update. So I will check in with you later. Hello. It's been a couple days since I haven't talked to you. It is now Wednesday evening. It is 6:30 in the evening, and yesterday I finished The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. So I am here to wrap up the vlog by, talking to you what I thought about the book after finishing it. I had to sit on it during the day, or I finished it yesterday late evening. So today I was thinking about it, and I had to just let it process to make sure that what I want to say makes sense. So I'm going to put it here. I don't have to hold it the entire time. So I finished it yesterday, and I have to say I was a little bit disappointed, because honestly I loved the first half. I think the first half, maybe even 2/3. I think it was until the Owl King part, like when we go into book, is it 5 or is it 4? Book 4 or 5 is the Owl King. That's when it for me started to go a little bit downhill. Until then it felt very dreamy, And even though the entire thing is really abstract and it's story within a story within a story, and I loved that part, it was confusing and I didn't know who is who, but it was exciting and I couldn't wait to find out who is who. Who is the fate, who is the time, who are the pirate and the girl. So there was a lot to unpack and I was excited. But then from the Owl King part, that's when it got very dark and not so much dreamy. And the parts that I loved before and then I hoped would somehow be incorporated in the story, they were, but in a way I really, really didn't like. That's kind of abstract, dreamy uh, world or imagination that I really, really don't like. At some points, it even reminded me of Alice in the Wonderland, which I didn't like at all. Like when I listened to the audiobook of that book, I didn't like it at all. I gave it like 2 stars or something, or 1. So that is obviously not the imagery that I like. I don't like it at all. So yeah, the first half of the book was written in a similar style as The Night Circus, so that I really enjoyed, even though it's a very different book, but it was a similar kind of like you can feel the imagery. It's in your like it's so the descriptions are so vivid and so magical. It's beautiful. But after that, it turned away from the Night Circus vibes and went more into the dark and into the complete absurdity, and that I didn't like. I did like the message of the book. This is also something I heard that everybody thinks about it differently, or everybody understands the ending differently. Everybody takes something else from the book, and I understand that. That absolutely makes sense. I can't tell you what I understand the message is because that will be a spoiler, so I'm not going to say that. If you read the book and you would like to discuss the ending and what you understood as what the story was, please let me know, we can discuss it, but I'm not going to say it right now because I want to make this video spoiler free. So yeah, I really appreciated the message, but what I think happened with me, why I didn't really enjoy it, why I couldn't really dive in very much in this book, is because I didn't read it at the right time for me. I think maybe if I read it in about 2 months, when I will be more chilled out about reading, because right now I kind of hurried through it. When I will be more chilled out, and I know I'll be in a little bit different mind space because right now, these days, I'm feeling very anxious and I just need things done. So right now, this is not the book that would grab me, that would grab my attention, and that would give me the time and the space to process it, which this book definitely needs. So I think I read it at the wrong time. So if I can recommend you, do not read this book when you are when you feel like you'll be under the pressure reading it, that you need to read it fast. Take it slow, enjoy it. Yeah, enjoy page by page and try to savor it because it has many amazing points, and I think I want to reread it to kind of grasp on little things that I didn't grasp on before, because it'll be easier to see the hidden details and the Easter eggs. So yeah, so basically how I rated this book, I gave it 3.5 stars. So I gave it 3 stars because I just don't feel like it is a 4-star book for me. It's not. It is 3.5 because some points I absolutely loved and some points I absolutely hated. There were parts of the book when I was like screaming, I was laughing out loud, not about like how funny it was, but how ridiculously genius Erin Morgenstern is at portraying it, building the stories, weaving them together. It's just brilliant. And sometimes I was just laughing like, oh my god, this is insane. I was screaming. Sometimes I just like like gasped because like what's happening, this is like, oh my god. But then towards the end I was just like, please let this book end already, like I am tired of this didn't make any sense. So the ending I didn't like, and that I think dragged a lot down from the 4 stars that I initially was thinking this could have, up until 80%, and after that I was like, if I didn't have only like 80 pages left, I would DNF this book. Like I was just tired of it. I was tired of it. But I definitely recommend, if you like Erin Morgenstern's writing, if you like abstract imagery and very magical, confusing, very, yeah, abstract stories, this is definitely a book for you to try. And I'm very happy I got to read it. And yeah, I will definitely read anything else that Erin Morgenstern writes, because her books are beautiful. This one just didn't come at the right time for my brain setting at this moment. So yeah, and I think I will wrap it up here, because I blabbed about it for long enough. So uh, yeah, that's it. That's my journey with the Starless Sea. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out my other vlogs. I will link them down below. And thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Bye!